May the gods keep the wolves in the hills and the women in our beds.
Hey! Is this heaven? No. It's Iowa.
Well, hello, sexy monkeys. Welcome back to Sky G Experience. I'm Ben. I just got done watching the pilot, the first episode of Joe Pickett, which is on Paramount Plus. If you like Yellowstone, this is kind of a... It wants to be like Yellowstone. And I didn't mind that at all. A lot of similarities to those. I mean, yeah, realize, when something good comes out, people want to replicate that. Horror movies, for example, when Halloween came out, Friday the 13th want to replicate that, so forth. So with Yellowstone, you got a bunch of these shows, and this is one of it. And with Paramount Plus, they own 1883, Taylor Sheridan stuff. Eventually, they'll get the Yellowstone onto Paramount Plus. So going into this, I already knew it was going to be like Yellowstone, and throughout the whole thing, it definitely was trying to be the Yellowstone in a good way, and I enjoyed that. So overall, though, this episode was not that bad, and it ended on a cliffhanger, which made me want to go watch the next episode. But during this whole thing, you have some characters that you might recognize. For example, the wife. If you like Friday the 13th, she's on the remake. She's that big blondie that had sex with Trent. She's in this. And she's a good actress. She is not that bad. But the main guy, Joe Pickett, is played by Michael Dorman. You might know him from the vampire movie Daybreakers. He's the brother of the character of Ethan Hawke's character. And also the new Invisible Man. He's the lawyer of the abusive husband when they talk about the cremation box and stuff. That's the guy. So he plays Joe Pickett. And really what his character is, he's the new game warden in a very rural part of Wyoming. So Yellowstone, Wyoming. So similarities, you got a lot of nature. It's beautiful. I do enjoy that. But there are some parts where I was kind of like, really? And it's a CGI. You have CGI elk, CGI emus? Yeah, a fucking emu. You have a CGI emu and a CGI bird. So that kind of for me. But overall, it still worked. So I'm not that upset. But you can definitely tell it's not up to par with Yellowstone. It doesn't have that known actor like any of the other Paramount TV shows. You don't have a few people that you recognize. The acting is definitely lower, but not terrible. Really, Joe, he reminds me of Casey. A lot of Casey Dutton, the son of Kevin in Yellowstone. And he seems like what Walker does in Yellowstone. So Walker's the singer. Joe has that really character in it. But really what makes Joe is he's strict by the book. He's a new game warden, and everyone's trying to push their way, see how much they can get out of him, but he is strictly by the book, which pushes against, the local residents, and you get poachers, and it starts that friction already on day one. So throughout the first episode, Joe, you slowly realize he has PTSD from a childhood memory with his father. And you get all of it a little bit here, a little bit there, and by the very end of the episode 1, you have a really good idea of what might happen, but you still don't know everything. I won't give you much detail, I'll let you guys discover it yourself. So like in Yellowstone, they have Native American characters. You have one in this, so that's also another element. Remember, Taylor Sheridan has nothing to do with this. Absolutely has nothing to do with this. But they're definitely going with that Yellowstone theme, 100%. They even got a ranch in this where I kind of like, wait, is that the ranch from Yellowstone? But it's just like a knockoff of that ranch. It's really cool, but again, another Yellowstone reference, and they're going a little too far with it, but I'm enjoying it so far, so I'm cool with it. The mother-in-law, she is drunk as fuck when you meet her. Definitely Beth Dutton. 100% right there. It's identical. And when you watch it, you're going to be like, yeah, that's Beth. Lastly, though, the episode actually does, end on a cliffhanger. And it escalates quick. Because throughout the whole thing, it wasn't much, like, at risk. elements, but at the very end, I won't say what happens, but it's like, oh, okay. Well, shit just went from here to whoop really quick, and then they end the episode. I know right now by looking on my screen, there is 2, 3, 4, 5 episodes out right now that you can watch, and there's 10 overall. So they're only halfway of showing it, and this is June 6th when I'm recording this. So I've not seen the other episodes yet, but am I? Yeah, I'm going to. There wasn't any doubt throughout this whole thing I was not gonna check out the other episodes. This looks like a TV series where I'm definitely gonna watch it through, unless it just goes to shit. But first episode, it's not bad, but it's definitely not gonna be up there with Yellowstone 1883. It's definitely not in that tier. I would give like a C plus B minus, more of a maybe a B minus. It has room to grow though. It has a lot of room to grow, so I'm really curious what this really turns out. But yeah, all right, sexy monkeys. I'm gonna let you guys know what the rest of the season looks like. If you guys seen this already, write down in the comments below. I'm curious what your thoughts are. Are there parts of this you were just like, I didn't want to see that? Did you even find some Easter eggs I did not find? I'm sure there's plenty of Easter eggs in there. I'd love to hear about it. So, all right, sexy monkeys. Moving on, Joe Pickett, new TV series, and I like it so far.